all you teenage Comet zombies. This is Kelli Maroney from Night of the Comet, and you are listening to the 13th Wolfman.
Hey everyone, I'm the 13th Wolfman. You know who I have on phone today is Kelli Maroney. You might know her from Fast Times at Ridgmont High, Night of the Comet, Gila. Welcome to Sit Down, Kelli.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody.
This is great. I've been a huge fan of yours since high school. I mean,
Kidding?
No, I was like 14 when Fast Times came out.
Oh my God. That age when you're too young to see it, which makes it more fun to see.
I was never too young to see anything.
It's the best part. I snuck into the movies when I was too young to see them too.
Well, I didn't really have to sneak in. My parents are pretty liberal about what we got to see. It's like if it had blood and boobs, it was okay.
Oh, good. We had cool parents then. That's everything. There's no. I guess there's a little blood in Fast Times.
Well, what damage Forrest Whitaker puts on the other team? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the threat of violence permeates the entire picture. But his only line from that movie is, "Don't fuck with it."
Yep.
That's all he says. When I realized that, I thought, oh my God, it's so funny.
Well,
if they'd known that they had the future Forrest Whitaker there, I'm sure they would have written him some scenes.
Sean Penn has, my favorite Sean Penn line in that movie is, "My dad's got the ultimate set of tools. He's a TV repairman."
Oh my God, you know what? That's obscure. Wow. I don't know of anybody else that uses that one. We can call that your quote.
Yeah. I love it.
That's impressive.
Well, just think about it. TV repairmen, what? They have like screwdrivers and test tubes.
Right. Right, but I mean, it's not the one that everybody thinks of. Proving that you are a true fan.
Yeah. Well, let's. So, how did you get into acting anyway? Was the plan always to be an actress, or did you just fall into this?
Oh my God! Well, as early as I can remember, I wanted to be either the Virgin Mary, a princess, or a movie star.
Now that you're an actress, you can do the other two.
Well, you can't. Virgin Mary's taken, and you kind of have to be born into royalty to be a princess. But movie star was more attainable. No, seriously, I used to watch movies with my mom when I was very little and growing up, and she watched all the one movie channel we had done, and it just seemed like they were playing my song. Everybody was glamorous, and emotions were heightened, and they were talking about important things. Whereas in my day-to-day existence, nobody ever talked about anything important, God forbid. And I thought, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, I have actually the same story. I mean, I watched a lot of movies with my mom. I grew up in the same kind of thing. It's like there were 5 stations, and this was before cable, and so you watch what was on the local stations, and then you'd watch stuff like Dead End with Humphrey Bogart and the Dead End Kids.
Yeah, no, I became a huge Susan Hayward fan because they played Susan Hayward. It's just funny the power that they have with their programming. It's all about what they play, what they run. I mean, had they played, I don't know, something John Wayne, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have had the same effect. It's an interesting question, but yes,
and
they
so
have the power.
From there, you went on you started out in Ryan's Hope.
I started out actually when I was a kid. My high school didn't have a theater department, so I was an apprentice at the Guthrie Theater for a year. And from there, I decided I got turned on to this conservatory school. So, I was young, but I went anyway. My mom let me go because I was the last of all her kids, and she realized resistance was futile at that point. and so I went, and then I was going to attend their, rather than go to college, a conservatory program. Plus, I graduated early, so I just went conservatory program. I went there for my fall semester, and I couldn't find any place to live. And hello?
Go ahead.
You still there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
I heard a beep. I thought you were gone. So I actually ended up at this apartment rental place, and she looked at me and she said, well, I'm too young to get a job. I'm too young to rent something on my own. She said, I might be able to find you a roommate situation. I had $500 on me. And so I know that she thought, this kid is toast. But she said, my friend is an agent, and they're casting this Midwestern Lolita. Why don't you go over? And so I slid the one picture of myself that I had under the door, and long story long, I auditioned for it, and I got the part. Otherwise, I'd be dead right now, because God knows what would have happened to me in New York City.
Oh, we can have that now.
And so then from there, because I was, a real working actress, then, I had the connections that I needed to get in order to audition for stuff like Fast Times and audition for Night of the Comet. And it made me, a professional as opposed to trying to break in. I had it really easy breaking in. I think the universe was afraid that I would quit. It's like, oh, she'll just get discouraged. We better, help her out a little bit in the beginning. I've paid for it since, but in the beginning, I just got a huge lucky break.
Well, yeah, from Ryan's Hope, you went on to do, Fast Times was your first theater movie.
No, Playground was my first movie, but it didn't come out till after.
Oh, okay, because I'd say Playground came out in 83 as compared to Fast Times, which came out in 82.
I shot it in first, way before Fast Times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, way before. So, yeah, the Fast Times was the first movie to come out that I did.
Okay, well, there's a scene in... I just jump into Fast Times for a second here, but there's a scene in Fast Times where you're peeling the gloves off with your teeth.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, you're doing
gloves. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I always felt that the scene was a little out of place, or it should have been longer or something.
Well, it was longer. I did a whole dance. Yeah, it was to the stripper. That's why I'm doing that. Is how often at halftime the bands will play the stripper, and the cheerleaders will go out there and do a dance? That's what it was. I was out there doing a dance to the whole stripper song. And that was the fingers, the glove and the fingers was da-da, 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 da. Right? That's what they caught me doing. That's the only part they used.
Oh.
That's why. Now you know. I hadn't even thought of that till you just asked me. I knew that I'd done a whole dance that they didn't use, but yeah, you're right. It does look out of place.
It always did. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not complaining. Believe me. Like I said, I've been a fan of yours forever. I'm not complaining, but just.
That's really funny. Of course, it looks out of place. Like, what's she doing that for? Is she spontaneously stripping for no reason? Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Wow.
from there, you went on to do Night of the Comet, which is one of the great zombie films of the 80s.
Yes, I always have to talk about Night of the Comet, but I love doing it because it was like a horror comedy, weird genre, kind of a commentary on the society of the day. There's a lot of different ways to look at it.
Yeah, no, it did kind of have that in-ground thing about the social status and everything, who lived, who died,
Right. Right.
Can you talk about a few scenes from Night of the Comet?
Sure. Which ones do you like?
You have one of my favorite lines in that movie, and that's "Daddy would have gotten us Uzis."
Right.
I heard that this line was an ad lib.
It was. So in the beginning, we were supposed to have Uzis, and the company Atlantic Releasing didn't want to pay for Uzis, so they got us Mach 10s instead, which stick. And so that's where all the lines came about. Come on, Hector, the Mach 10 was practically designed for housewives. Tom Eberhardt, who knows his guns, was furious when he saw those Mach 10s. He goes, those are going to jam and ruin every single take we do. And they did. And so, yeah, they did. And so we had, it slowed us down considerably because it happened almost every single time we had to shoot guns. That was a problem. So finally one day, we were outside, so we're fighting light, and he goes, this time if it happens, I'm not going to cut. Just say something and walk off. And I go, well, like what? Because I didn't want them to be mad at me. He goes, you can say I told them to say, See, that's the problem with these things. Daddy would have gotten us Uzis. It's a direct remark that he wanted the Uzis, and because they got these cheaper guns, we're having all this trouble. So I figured I have his okay to say it, so I said it and walked off.
Great line.
And we laughed at the time. We went, "Oh my God, that was so funny," because we knew it was going to happen.
And
so I just played that Samantha knew it was going to happen too.
Yeah.
You know.
It really is a great line. And the other one is the radio station where you play the DJ at.
You know what? Everybody loves that. Tom was a DJ when he was in college, and he was one of the first people to really comment on what was happening to the music business. Most people weren't even aware of what was happening. And he already was, painfully aware of what was happening, so he purposefully put that in there. And it was a blast. I never thought I could be a DJ.
Especially in today's age, there's hardly any DJs around anymore.
Well, that's just what he was saying. He goes, this is going to be a nightmare. It's going to bring down the music industry. And I thought, God, that's a little bit dramatic. Well, it did. He was right. But that radio station scene is his comment on it. That we go in there, it's all automated, and I finally pick up a mic and actually talk into it. What a concept. Isn't that interesting? I find that, I find it interesting. I don't know if anybody else does. I think so.
No, it really does say a lot for the times. And the last one is the cop that pulled you over, the first zombie cop.
Oh, okay. In the dream, you mean?
Yeah, I heard that I heard that the zombie cop was like the first day of shooting.
No, the first day of shooting was at the Belmont house when Reggie comes home and Samantha's getting ready for pep squad practice, and she doesn't want to listen to her that nobody's there. That was the first day of shooting.
Oh, okay.
The zombie cop, that came... Are you talking about the one where I'm in the Porsche?
Right.
Okay, that was... Oh, God, that was like in the middle of the night. No, but that wasn't anywhere near the first day of shooting. That was probably towards the... three-quarters through, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got to switch over to the live show. Real quick, if people want to get in touch with you, where can they get hold of you?
Oh, sure. www.officialkellimaroney, all one word, KELLIMARONEY.com. Facebook is Actress Kelli Maroney. Twitter is Kelli Maroney. Instagram is Kelli Maroney. Pinterest is Kelli Maroney. The only thing that's not is YouTube is Loves Nerds, LOVESNERDS.
All righty. Well, thank you for coming on. And for Kelli Maroney, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.